Welcome everybody to the Aftermarket Monday. We've had quite an active day today. We are basically just watching a lot of things come to fruition with regarding some earnings play on Netflix. Looks like Netflix is catching a bid at the end of the day as it announces earnings. Right now, Netflix is, it's up about $20 from where it closed. And we'll take another look at that towards the end of the day. Want to remind everybody that all the materials we do present are for training purposes only. Traders should always pay per trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital, and that any past performance of any system is not a guarantee of future performance or a guarantee of actual performance. So active objective of Aftermarket Money is to take a look at, and provide timely actionable intel at the beginning of each week that you can take a look at moving into the end of the or to the start of the week. We'll do a real quick market review. Right now, we were looking at more downside than and volatility, but who knows? With a stock like Netflix getting a big, a good earnings report, it could provide some traction. That's one of the issues that we've had with the market over the last few weeks. Is we've had these nice, wide, big moves, but very little traction to keep us moving or keep it trending more rapidly and with great momentum. So we'll take a look at those. So here's where we sit as of about 15 minutes or about 45 minutes before the close. Here we're where we were sitting. It looks like the indexes may have closed a little bit better than this, but almost everything is back into a green column for the year-to-date information. Want to remind everybody that there are 4 trading outcomes that any trading system can find. Basically, we're going to either win a little or we're going to lose a little. We're going to win big or we're going to lose big. Our objective with trading a mechanical system, trend trading system, is to eliminate the big losses. And we do that by following the rules and making sure we are placing our stop losses where they belong. And so that way it makes everything manageable. If we eliminate number 4, we've eliminated the majority of the big risk in our market. Hey, I found this chart while working through some of the stuff on the internet this weekend. One of the several good traders post on Twitter, and one of the guys posted this chart. It came from wallstreetcheatsheet.com, but I thought it was very, very, it was an excellent chart to kind of describe the psychology of a market, cycle. And then to go ahead and ask the question, okay, where are we at in this current market cycle? Clearly, and then, I'll let you guys make your own determination. Where are we at with the current cycle? But it goes through all the psychology of the market cycle. And what oftentimes we don't realize is that when we get up to a peak is when everybody tends to want to be investing, similar to what we're having going on right now. They want to be investing now. Unfortunately, this is the maximum. This is the point of maximum risk in the market. And when we get down here to the trough, if you will, the point of maximum financial opportunity, what are the attitudes going on, or the feelings, the attitudes, the psychology? Well, basically, when the market is down here in the cycle, basically we're looking at disbelief, anger, and depression with the majority of traders. So if we can learn how to, when we may be feeling these things, to say, the market may be approaching a place where we can see the point of maximum financial gain. So we just want to keep an eye on that moving forward. And but it's really, really good stuff. Hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. I mean, we had a euphoric year last year, did we not? what are we, what are we at right now? Are we at a point of complacency? And so I think everybody has to kind of make their own mind, but the charts can help us understand that. So if we look at a chart of the S&P, where do you think we are? Okay, where do you think we are in the cycle? Now you can either answer that online, or you can just take a look at it and ponder it a little bit. And I'll basically just leave that to you guys to kind of like determine what's going on with that over the next little bit. We're a little bit past the peak. Anger, really? Okay. And so anyway, when you take a look at the video, I'll let you basically climb into that one on your own. Hey, we're looking at stocks and ETFs for the April 15th and beyond. Of course, you may be working on your taxes, which is, of course, are due tomorrow, because today was Emancipation Day, whether you knew it or not. It was a federal holiday, but nothing was closed, if that makes sense at all. And so basically ETF stocks setting up seasonal expectations, basically volatility. I mentioned this last week. I saw some writers coming out and saying this is the new normal, and I disagree with that concept. What it is it's just the regular cycle that the markets are in. We had a really strong, very low volatility market last year. And oftentimes after a strong performance, the volatility increases, and that's nothing, that's just normal part of the process. We are having a wide range of moves with little traction. Again, we'll see if basically this move that we just experienced with Netflix, if that translates to anything as far as getting more traction in the market, we'll see. We've got earnings coming up on several entities. Netflix was the first. Right now, I'm looking for horizontal support and resistance and planning my trades up against those. We'll take a look at JNUG and JDust. I sent out an order to everyone in the world, basically, for Grub, and this is a pre-earnings trade. We'll talk about this in just a moment. And so we basically order to open Grub, and then some of the other entities that we're looking at. I'm going to be covering 4 stocks today, just really rapidly. That's what I do. And so, okay, active trend trading objectives. 1, we got 3 strategies. We have 4 entry rules and 6 exit rules. Strategy 1 covers stocks, ETFs, portfolio building type. Strategy 2, I'm really focused on trying to develop or provide somewhere between $500 to $1,000 worth of cash flow per week. In that, those are short-term option trades. And then strategy 3, we're selling weekly options against longer-term holdings. Remember, there is no holy grail at trading. There's only rules, tools, and rules, or rules and tools, whichever way you say that. It rhymes. And so let's take a look. Again this week. The weather doesn't look like this today. It hasn't looked like this for about a month. It's hot, it's humid, and so I feel for the tourists that are over here from the mainland, because they're probably not getting their money's worth, unfortunately. Or maybe they are getting their money's worth, depending on where they're coming from. So we'll take a real quick look at Netflix again. Netflix, okay, it did in fact bounce up, but the question I always take a look at is, did it break above, its past high, which is up here at about 33? And look at it, it went right up to 33 and then flopped over and did nothing. So we want to keep that in mind, that that may not be working out for us too well. Hold on just a second. I've got to do something, guys. Okay, I did what I needed to do. Hold on, I've got a trade that's in the middle of something. I need to just take a double check and make sure that that it is fixed or not fixed. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. It is okay. There's nothing that is going to break, and that's important to know. So okay, let's move on to two of the entities that we're looking at are Grub. A couple of ways we're looking at playing Grub right now. Grub, as you can see, let me go back to a regular non-extended chart, hour-wise. Okay, I'm trying to pick up some shares of Grub down here at around 97, anywhere from 97 to 96.50, 96.75. I put out a couple of orders on this morning, basically it's fine and it's low. But what is my intention of this trade? Well, my intention of this trade is basically to have it be a pre-earnings run. And as you can see, the TSI has already ticked up. Market forecast looks like it wants to tick up. We are just holding this support area down here that runs up from about 96.21 up to just below the 8-day moving average. So in that range is where I want to get into a position. What we were able to do this today is we did buy a call on this position, a few calls. That basically we bought the $100 call that expires the week of earnings, and earnings is on the 1st of May before market opens. And so what does that tell us? That tells us that that basically we want to have the position totally closed out prior to the 1st of May. In other words, we will close it out on April 30th. So that's one of the trades we're looking at. JNUG, second one, and that was provided as a bonus trade to everyone. JNUG, we got to take a look at JGX gold. As you can see, it has run into its resistance area, but we're about 23. Look, and TSI is extended. Be looking for a pullback to come back into the 50-day moving average. And until that happens, I'm really not interested in trading gold until we get to the June-July time frame. But JNUG, and you can maybe one of those where you can basically go either way with JNUG or JDust. So you say JDust is holding support down here about 46, 47.50. Let's extend this out. It's not going anywhere. There we go. And we got stronger support down here around 41. So just keep your eye on this. It looks like gold is closer to wanting to pull back than the other. Yeah, and we'll have to make our mind up whether we want to go JDust or JNUG when that happens. Some people trade either of these very successfully. If you have a challenge sliding from one type of trade into the other, you may very well just want to stay with either trade to the long side with JNUG and just wait for the long setups. With these entities, they come along several times per year. Last one, not bad, BABA also, earnings coming up. Really nice candlestick today. We found support at 171 and started moving up. Would I consider this a piercing line? No, not really, because it's not really reversing a very long downtrend, but it is providing us that, we've got support down here at 71, we've got resistance up here at 77, and we've got earnings coming up on when? I want to say 5-4 before market opens. It's just another one of those before market opens. And so, yeah, Eric, Eric asked a question about J-Dust, whether that's an inverted hammer in the last, and let's see if it is. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I think the wick needs to be a little bit longer. I'd have to do the math on it. The wick needs to be 2 times the size of the body. And so it's close, but again, it is telling us that, hey, we've got some really pretty good support down here between 46.53-ish, and the current price. Let's get back to BABA really quick. If we get an earnings run, where's it going to run to? Basically, we can either do one or two things. You can buy the stock and just appreciate this run up here. All the movement that's been going on down here at this lower support zone has been done at very low volume. So again, not a lot of momentum that's shaking BABA up. And then one, which I'll call this a catfish special, is YY. Again, YY, and I'll go to a longer term chart so we can take a there we go. YY, look at this. I mean, it's come right back into a very strong previous buying zone. And so it has it reversed back up. This is a weekly chart. This is a daily, monthly chart over here. So, 86.90, 86 to 17, very strong support. It's close to that right now, but close, $4 away. And that's what with YY, I either want to see a reversal and bounce from the $90 level, so that then paints that as a new support level, or I want to see it test the 86.17 level. And again, these are some that I am looking at. And the very last one, we've got Tesla coming up with earnings also. Tesla did an exceptional job today of falling. However, it fell within, I'd have to call it, it fell within the confines of its Fibonacci's. The 382 still held up, as it has done previously, at the 288 level. Okay, just above the 50. Okay, it didn't get up to the 50 today at all, and it has closed back below the 820. We break here. We're probably going to visit the 280 to the 267, 270 level into this area. The question you're going to have to answer is, do you want to be in a trade to the downside on this? If it gets a running start, jumps back up to the 295, and then shows me weakness, I would look at just jumping on that to the downside. So let's see what kind of time we have left. Okay, I've got 1 minute until I turn. Eric wants to look at AVGO. And there we go, AVGO. Now a nice little gap up. What's it doing? Weekly, daily, weekly. This pullback, I mean, it's good from the aspect it was a below average pullback. It did bust up a little bit. To me, Eric, if I was going to try to trade AVGO, I would wait for the moving averages, the 820, to catch up with it, catch up with the price action. I mean, it may hold the 50 here, and that would be an alternative. based on the rules, that would be an alternative point to enter right off the 50. But as you can see, it has hammered its head right up against the, I want to say that, what is it, 100 or 200? That's the 100. And then also, then it's got the 200 right above it. So it's in a resistance area. Again, it looks better down here bouncing off of 241 or in the bottom of the gap, which is about 244.75. That's what I'm seeing. So, okay, guys, I hope you got the triggers for today's trades. And if you didn't, premium members should have gotten all of them. And for just newsletter folks, you should have received an email saying, hey, we're ready to go. So, okay, everybody, have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week. We'll see you Friday. God bless everybody.